Here we go.
Looks like we are finally underway. First time cameras have actually been allowed in the courtroom. Which I'm not exactly sure why, but maybe it's because Chad Daybell also has to be tried later on. So maybe they don't want this to be too public because that might impede things in his own trial. But you know, I really got kind of obsessed with true crime last year, watching that Umbrella Guy with the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Oh, that was a terrible case. This is definitely a lot bigger. So I don't know. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I can't wait to hear what the jury has to say. I hope they've come to the correct decision. And like I said before, I'm a little sad that death penalty's off the table. But the suspense is killing me. Looks like we're still waiting on the judge. It seems like the prosecution is all there. Defense is there. I can't tell about the jury, obviously. They never point the cameras at the jury for, anonymity or keep them anonymous. Is that how you say it? Anonymity?
All rise. District Court's now in session. Honorable Stephen Boyce, Judge presiding.
Scope in on this real quick.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are going on the record. Court reporter, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This is case CR 22-21-1624, State of Idaho versus Noreen Vallow. The matter before the court today is for a verdict in the jury trial that's been conducted over the last several weeks in this case. The court will note on the record, prosecution is here represented by Mr. Wood, Ms. Blake, and Ms. Smith. The defense, Mr. Archibald, Mr. Thomas are present, as well as the defendant who is present. The court's been advised that the jury has reached a verdict at this time. Is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Let's have the jurors brought in, please.
Here it comes. Oh.
While the jurors are being brought in, I'd like to indicate that this matter is being live streamed on the court's YouTube channel. In addition, the court's existing conduct order is in effect, and everyone needs to comply with that conduct order.
Thank you for live
This
streaming,
verdict
Judge.
has several counts. The court is going to require that all in attendance abstain from any sort of loud outbursts or sounds that could in any way affect the proceedings in this matter as the counts are read in the verdict. And I expect to maintain order and decorum as has been the case throughout this trial with those in attendance. So please keep that in mind once we get to this stage of these proceedings. So with that in mind, if the jurors are ready, they can be seated.
All rise, please.
I don't know about you guys, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. Really,
Jury's all present, got 4 Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bailiff. Please be seated. All right, the court will note that we had alternate jurors that were excused upon deliberations, so now the remaining 12 jurors who have deliberated are here and appear to all be properly seated. Will counsel stipulate that the jury is all present and properly seated from the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will the defense will stipulate?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, at this time, the court will inquire then from the jury. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yeah.
all right, here we
Very
go.
well. If you have the verdict form, I'd ask the bailiff bring that over here and we'll have it brought to the clerk to be read.
I'm thinking they've come to the right decision. They got to, right, with all the stuff that's come out in trial. Everything they've been presented, everything they know. Laurie's team not presenting a defense at all. Nah,
All
it's
right,
got
the
to be
court has
guilty.
reviewed the verdict form, find that it's been properly completed, signed and dated. So at this time, I'll direct the clerk to please read the verdict into the record.
All right. Whew.
The defendant would please rise.
In the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho, in and for the County of Fremont, State of Idaho plaintiff versus Lori Noreen Vallow, aka Lori Noreen Daybell, defendant, case number CR 22211624. Verdict. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn to try the above entitled action for our verdict, unanimously answer the questions submitted to us as follows. Question number 1. In regards to count 1 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan and grand theft by deception?
Guilty.
Answer, guilty.
Boom.
Question number 2. In regards to count 2 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Tylee Ryan?
Guilty.
Answer, guilty.
Boom.
Question number 3. In regards to count 3 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow and grand theft by deception?
Guilty.
Answer, guilty.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Question number 4. In regards to count 4, the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of first-degree murder of Joshua Jackson Vallow? Answer, guilty.
Yeah.
Question number 5. In regards to count 5 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder of Tammy Daybell?
Guilty.
Answer, guilty.
Oh.
Question number 6. In regards to count 7 of the amended indictment, is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of grand theft? Answer, guilty.
Oh.
Dated this 12th day of May, 2023, signed by the presiding officer.
All right.
Amazing.
Please be seated. Madam Clerk, thank you for reading the verdict into the record. At this time, let me just inquire of the jury, is this in fact your true and correct verdict?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Let me ask now from counsel, does the state wish to have the jury polled?
We do not, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the jury will be polled at this time.
I guess they got to do this as a formality.
Madam Clerk, if you would please
They won't individually
indicate
say
only by
yes or
zero
no.
numbers of each of the jurors if this is their true and correct verdict individually.
Juror number 4, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 5, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 8, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 15, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 16, is this your true and correct verdict?
Yes.
All right.
There
thank
it
you,
is.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court does find it's a unanimous verdict in this case, so I will direct the clerk to record the verdict into the record of this case. I'll now have a closing jury instruction for our jurors and also those alternate jurors that are in attendance today. You have now completed your duties as jurors in this case and are
You sure
discharged
did.
with the sincere thanks of this court.
Thank you very
The
much.
question may arise as to whether you may discuss this case with the attorneys or with anyone else. For your guidance, the court instructs you that whether you talk to the attorneys or to anyone else is entirely your own decision. It is proper for you to discuss this case if you want to, but you are not required to do so, and you may choose not to discuss the case with anyone at all. If you choose to talk to someone about the case, you may tell them as much or little as you like about your deliberations or the facts that influenced your decision. If you decide to discuss the case with anyone, you should be careful to respect the privacy and feelings of your fellow jurors. You should limit your comments to your own perceptions and feelings. If anyone persists in discussing the case over your objections or becomes critical of your service either before or after any
nobody's gonna be
discussion
critical of their
has begun,
service.
please report that to me.
Made the right decision. Thank
This
you very
time,
much.
Then the court offers its sincere
Gentlemen
thanks
and ladies
to
of the jury.
jurors. I appreciate your patience and attentiveness throughout this lengthy trial. I also thank you again for upholding your important civic duty as jurors in this case.
Thank you very
I'd
much.
also like to thank
Big shout out to the
attorneys who
jury.
tried this case for your professionalism throughout the proceedings.
Had to see a
and
lot
the
of messed up
pretrial
stuff, so I
motions
heard.
before trial. At this time then, the court will discuss briefly sentencing in this case. In Idaho, pursuant to Title 19, Chapter 25, a report is required to be prepared before sentencing called a pre-sentence investigation report. In a typical case, that report takes at least 2 months to prepare. In a case such as this, it will likely take longer. The court will inquire as to a pre-sentence investigator for the time frame required
Death
to
penalty.
prepare the report in this
I
case.
guess they can't do that.
Upon getting an estimation, then the court will reach out to counsel for determining a date for sentencing. I'll just advise everyone that will likely be, I'm thinking at least 3 months probably before that sentencing can be scheduled to have the report completed. The court will also advise at this time then, upon conclusion of the proceedings, the defendant will be remanded back to custody of the Ada County Sheriff at this time to be transferred to the Fremont County Sheriff for further proceedings in Fremont County for sentencing. The court will also instruct the clerk to collect any of the jurors' notes.
Enjoy your little
pursuant to
6x8
Criminal
cell,
Rule
Laura. You put it out long enough.
24.1A. At this time then, the court will ask that the jurors and any alternates in attendance be excused from the courtroom. And I am going to
Give them a vacation
direct
too. They
that
deserve
all
it.
in attendance here remain seated until such time as the jurors have been completely exited from the courtroom. And in addition, I'll let the jurors know there is additional information you'll be receiving through the court administration offices on your way out as you leave today. So again, thank you for your service. Court will be adjourned. And Mr. Bailiff, if you could have all rise for the jury.
All rise, please.
All right, so there we go. That was a really tough case to get through all the evidence presented. I can't even imagine. I got triggered just reading this off of Twitter. Oh, there's Lori Vallow with her arms crossed. Me, 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 me. I'm actually a little bit sad just because I would have liked the death penalty to be on the table, but she still does have to go to Arizona for the death of her fourth husband, Charles Vallow. So maybe we can get that in that case. But again, jury made the right decision in this case. Definitely. I applaud them. you know, for having to sit through a couple weeks of this. It hasn't been easy. And sadly, it's not going to bring back, you know, Tammy or Charles, JJ, Ty Lee. But at least they're going to get, you know, at least they get some justice, I suppose. You know, I guess that's, you know, unfortunately, it's not going to bring them back is the only thing. But I'm glad the jury made the right decision in this case. And I applaud them for doing the due diligence of sitting through this and gritting their teeth, as I did, just reading it on Twitter from Justin Lum or Nate Eaton. So, thank you very much. And I can't wait to see what happens with Chad Daybell as well. Maybe in his case, he'll get the chair, because I think both of them actually should. That's all I got. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much to the members of the jury for making the correct decision in this case. Later.